Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Common Underground. I'm your host, Common. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I didn't want to bother you guys too much this week with anything, so I spent most of my time painting and just doing artwork like that beautiful canvas that I worked on today. That was my first canvas, so I hope you guys like it. I'm going to do some more. I got a blue light coming that I'm going to put up against this wall here to make that shine because I used some ultraviolet colors for that to make it shine. So it's going to look dope here pretty soon. That being said, on the graffiti level, gonna jump right into the graffiti artist of the day, and that, my friend, is Neen. Neen. Neen is a Southside Chicago native. He's been a graffiti artist for well over 10 years. The very first time I noticed Neen up was around 2016. He was dope as fuck back then. He's even doper now. Neen burns and steals, so that means he's painting trains, and those trains move, which is a huge deal in the graffiti community, especially around the world. Anyone that hits trains and those trains are out moving and traveling around the major cities is a real big thing. And I really love it. Everyone appreciates your work, my brother. Neen also has a clothing line out. It's been out for a while now. He got NBA stars, rappers, artists of all sort wearing his clothing, including my son. I seen his clothing here in Romania, so right away I picked it up. Got my son an outfit. They didn't have one for my size. I was pretty sad about that, but this is cool anyways because I create my own clothing. So I bought some. No, I do it for fun. I bought some fabric markers the other day, and I've been drawing clothing with my daughter. We have a lot of fun doing art together. She's an artist, and she's gonna blow up one day. Probably gonna be bigger than anyone could ever believe she's gonna be. So she loves to draw just like her dad, and she also painted a beautiful canvas. And I'm gonna show everyone that later. So let's get into it. Neen, I love you, man. You're dope. Keep up the good work. You are the honorable mention graffiti artist of the day. So, another news, Ice Cube is dropping a new album this month called Man Down. Shout out to Ice Cube. That's pretty dope for all of you Ice Cube fans out there. Look forward to that album. I think it's awesome that an old school guy like Ice Cube is trying to keep hip hop alive and still, doing music and not just movies because he's dope. He's a dope actor, but he's also an amazing artist in the music industry. For all you people out there that were born in the 2000s, new generation may not know it, but he's basically the legend. You know what I'm saying? Like my friend Riddle, he has this thing about talking about legends and stuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys heard that, but Ice Cube is legitimately a legend. So shout out to Ice Cube. Same thing like LL Cool J. He dropped an album this year as well. It was called what was it called? I think it was called The Force. Yeah, The Force. It was pretty dope. He had Eminem on there. I liked it. I listened to it. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else was on there. I listened to it once. There's a couple tracks that I heard more than once, but yeah, that was pretty dope. Same thing with LL Cool J. I think it's dope for his age. He's still making albums. They're still touring and still representing hip hop and trying to keep hip hop alive. For the newer generation, this might be your first time listening to LL or your first time listening to Ice Cube. Anything new from Ice Cube. So guys, listen to it. It's important for hip hop that these guys are still doing it. So love it. Some good news. There was a missing girl in Buda, Texas at the end of October, I think around October 25th. Her name was Neve Carreno, and she went missing on October 25th. Just seen today that they found her, so that's amazing news. So she's been found. I've seen a lot of people are posting pictures of her and asking for support on Facebook. So that's a real amazing thing. Not too many children are found nowadays, and it's a beautiful thing to see that they found this young girl. So shout out to Nevaeh. I hope she's doing well. I hope she feels healthy and everything's good. Where I haven't seen anything else about it. So that's what I got. I'm going to talk a little bit about something that grinds my gears. So obviously, you guys know I do graffiti. Now I'm not an amazing graffiti artist, and I'm never going to say that I'm an amazing graffiti artist. I just like to do graffiti, and that's just it. It relaxes me. It's a very stress relieving fucking therapy for me. I don't even have to be good at it. It doesn't even matter. And I do freestyle, so I don't really draw stuff. I just get a can and just let my mind go crazy on the wall. And sometimes it sucks and it's cool. Like sometimes it doesn't come out good at all. And I'll still post it because I don't care because it's just expression. It's just my art and what I'm thinking at the time and how I express it on the wall. And sometimes I go for themes just to mess around. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If anyone's seen, I did a Mexican theme with some cholos. I just did it messing around because I just wanted to have some fun, and that's what graffiti is for me. It's fun. It's always been that for me since I was a little kid. So I've been doing graffiti for almost 30 years. That being said, I didn't get much better. I just kind of stay stagnant with what I like doing. I like doing old school letters. I'm not a piecer. I just like having fun with it, just doing big letters, nice colors. And that's it, man. I'm not trying to be some type of graffiti contest with anybody or, at all. This not, and all my friends are the same way. We just do it for fun. Shout out to my homeboy Rome. I mentioned him. He was a graffiti artist of the day a couple days ago. He went bombing yesterday too, and he sent me a picture of something he just did. Again, he's in his 50s. I'm in my 40s. We're not out there trying to compete. We're not out there trying to say, hey, we're still the hottest guys on the block or we're the new guy on the block or nothing like that. We're doing it because it's stress relief for us. It's part of our culture. We are still part of the culture no matter how old we get. We still enjoy drawing. We still enjoy the smell of paint. It is what it is. I don't think we're ever going to stop painting. You know what I'm saying? And then again, we share this stuff online on our platforms like Facebook and on Instagram, not because we're showing off or anything like that, because it's beyond that. Like I have no point in showing a 20-year-old like, look, dude, I'm pretty bad. No, it's because it's art, man, and we all love to show our art, just like a person putting a canvas up in a gallery. We like to show off our art. If people like it, then they'll hit it. They'll hit a like. Or if people don't like it, they'll tell you why they don't like it. And again, we don't mind criticism. Well, at least I don't. But I know we don't mind criticism. And a lot of times the shit that we post, including myself, I don't even like it. Half the time I post something, I don't even like it, and I know I could have did better. Because the bottom line is, every graffiti artist should tell you this. What we picture in our mind before we draw it always looks 10 times better than what it looks like on the wall. It's just the way it is. A lot of it has to do with the weather. A lot of it has to do with the cans. Sometimes we have shitty cans and they start to spit. Sometimes the caps, everything, the texture of the wall, all that stuff has to go into place. So whatever you plan on doing never works out the way it comes out. And that's fine. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that we have fun doing it. We got to express ourselves and be creative. And that being said, I do feel like there's a lot of platforms out there are real stupid about how they present a lot of art. Here's a good one. Reddit. I don't know if you guys are on Reddit, if you're looking at those platforms that showcase people's graffiti. Well, there's a couple that I know of. One of them is called R Graffiti or something like that. And there's another one called R Bombing. I think R Graffiti and the other one's R Bombing. This is crazy. So I went on there because I wanted to post some of my art. On the R Graffiti one, I posted just a picture of a common fill-in that I did. A couple common fill-ins. Nothing serious. And then I got a couple messages back from the admin saying, hey man, this is not a platform for you to showcase your own art and ask for criticism for your own art. So I was like, what does that mean? Like, I was like, okay, so what was I supposed to do? Like, go take pictures of somebody else's graffiti and put their picture on their platform and say, hey, everyone, look how cool this looks. So if that's what everyone on, and there's thousands of people on there. So that's crazy to me. Now I get it. There are some graffiti lovers out there that can't do graffiti. I do know a few. I know a few of them, only a handful. Some of those guys are in crews. That I talked about that with my friend Dark Riddle. And I think a couple bombers out there. We talked about that online, but there's a couple guys in graffiti crews that don't do graffiti, that just hang out in the crew and call themselves crew, but they might be considered crew because they supply weed or like they got a car. Dude, it's crazy because back in the day, we didn't have cars. Like I had a car and a few other guys had cars, but for the most part, if we got 50 members in the crew, we only got about 5 of those 15 members had cars. So sometimes you let a guy be crew, hang out with crew because they had a car. Like, cause then that guy was down to pick you up and take you to parties and stuff like that. And if he didn't drink, dude, crew all day. Like if he didn't drink and he drove, oh my god, dude. That guy, he got graffiti artist of the day. He didn't even have to paint. He just got graffiti artist of the day. It's like he's our DD, man. So of course we had those guys. And so those people still exist and they see graffiti on the wall apparently. And they post it on platforms and say, hey, look at this amazing graffiti. But what's crazy is that they don't allow real graffiti artists to post their own stuff. I'm sorry for playing with my nose, everyone. I got a little bit of a cold. It's the weather change right now. I think everyone's got a cold, but I didn't want to leave you guys waiting for this block. And still on that topic, there was the same thing with that R bombing, same exact scenario. Again, that one has thousands and thousands of Redditors just posting other people's graffiti. Now, I don't know if these people go out and walk around cities and like snap pictures and post them, or if they're just scouring websites or like Facebook and Instagram for other people's graffiti, copying them to their phone and then posting them on Reddit. Now, if someone has that kind of time on their hand, then God bless them. Like if you can go, if you have enough time to just scour the internet for other people's art and share it on another platform just to get kudos for doing that, then I all I can say is congratulations, man. You win the fucking day. Like you just suck the day's dick. That's all I can say about that because I mean nobody does that except these people. I never seen anything like that, and this exists on Reddit. But then the worst thing about it, oh, this is where I wanted to get to. The worst thing about it, you guys are gonna love this. So I have a friend who's a bot, like, dude, I can't even. I can't say his name. I'm not gonna say his name. And first of all, it's biased. Biased. I don't want to say his name because if I mention it, like, oh, you're talking about him because of this reason. But he burns steel like no other, dude. I mean, on a daily basis, like I at least see his name on any given platform at least 4 or 5 different times a day. Different. I mean, his I see his name somewhere. I mean, he's painting that much, and every single day I see a video or a picture of a CTA train in Chicago with his name on. Like he is just freaking going ham. And my friend Rome give him, and then now I'm letting you know because I made an interview with Rome One, and so you know, but my buddy Rome, he gave him the #2 graffiti artist in Chicago, and I can't say nothing about it because I'll be biased about it. So this guy, and he's been painting for a long ass time. So I'm thinking. The first time I met him was like around 2006, 2007, and that's when I knew he was even painting back then. So it's been almost 20 years this dude's been bombing, and he's ridiculous. He's ridiculous, right? Now, there was another guy, and this guy's in Chicago, but there was another guy with the same name in LA, specifically San Francisco, actually. And this guy was real popular too, and was a really good bomber and had a lot of cred and a lot of respect in his area. That being said, I have to say, that has nothing to do with the other guy in Chicago. Just to break it down kind of like nobody in Chicago is thinking like when they're picking their name, and we were really young when he chose their names. For example, me, I chose my name back in 94, 95 time range. I was really young when I chose my name. And it is the same name as a rapper named Common from Chicago. And this not actually something that's connected because at that time I was into gangster rap. Still am into gangster rap, but I was more into gangster rap back then. I would have listened to Snoop and Dr. Dre before I listened to Common back then. This is the fact. I mean, my favorite rapper at that time was Twister and Do or Die and Easy E. Like those were my top two. So I was in a gangster rap. Not saying I didn't know who Common was. I just didn't listen to that type of hip hop back then. And again, he was doing music and I was doing graffiti, two different things. So a lot of graffiti artists have the same names as musicians. Nobody pays attention or cares about that. No one's ever said anything to me about it. Been using this name for 30 years. No one's ever said a word to me about it. And that's just the way it is. So I never cared as long as I was doing graffiti and I didn't try to use that name in the rap game. But my friend, when he was young, he didn't know what the hell was going on with California. We're talking about the 90s and the early 2000s. He didn't know there was another person with that name. And plus, it was a world away in our mind. That's far. So nobody gave a shit, dude. And this guy got that name up and it's internationally known. Now he posts stuff on this stupid Reddit ones. I've seen him. He posts stuff on Reddit, and dude, he just gets backlash from all these fucking queers from San Francisco. Not because they're okay. I can't use the word queer. Like I mean like fag, but not like fag. Like they're I mean just jerks. I'm saying I can't talk like that anymore. It's 2024 and all that stuff. So I gotta clean that up. So I take that back, everyone. I don't mean like homosexual stuff. That's just the way us old timers talk about people we don't like. As bad as that may sound, I don't know. But these jerks in San Francisco, uh, they're like, oh man, how dare you disrespect this guy? And to make the matters worse, that guy died. And so they're like, oh, this guy is disrespectful. We should change his name. He's whack. And then, dude, I'm like, they're talking to a dude that's arguably one of the dopest graffiti artists in the Midwest. One of the dopest graffiti artists in the Midwest, right? And they're talking to this dude, sending and commenting on this dude without any respect whatsoever. But those are the same people. Those people that are commenting on my guy and disrespecting my guy because he has the same name from somebody on this other side of the United States that passed away, but he don't know about it and he don't give a shit about it. These same people are the people that go on other platforms, take photos of other people's graffiti, and then post it on there. It's not even their own shit. They don't even do graffiti. So I know in some retrospect, like, why would you even care? But people do care. That's the thing. That's the problem. Like, I don't care. I think it's funny. I turn anything into comedy. But people care. Like, if my friend was a sensitive person, that would have really offended him. Like, you're like, man, what the hell? I'm over here posting my stuff. I think it's hot. These graffiti artists on the other side of the world get to see my stuff because the platforms, which is what's dope about these platforms. But then they're just busting my balls because there's another dude in that state or city that has the same name that I didn't know about. Now they're not respecting my art. It's just pretty shitty. So screw Reddit. I was yeah. Just if you guys are on some type of graffiti page on Reddit, get out of it. Ban it. Use the F word, not fuck the other F word on everyone in that group. All right, and the Q word. You can use the F and the Q on everyone in those groups on Reddit. All right, so that's it. So that's what I got on that. Hey, listen, Rome, if you don't mind, I'm gonna show that piece you did yesterday on this blog because it's dope, and then I respect you. You know that. So that's what I got for today, guys. Oh yeah, tomorrow's election day, so make sure you guys go out tonight and vote. I don't care who you vote for. If you guys decide to vote for Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying. Just be ready. I'm not gonna tell you what to be ready for, but just be ready. And if you decide to vote for Donald Trump, I'm just gonna say be even more ready. I'm not gonna say for what. Maybe I'll tell you guys tomorrow, but be even more ready. Now I'm just playing. I don't even care. Whatever's happening today is probably just gonna happen tomorrow. Whatever happens tomorrow is gonna happen the next day. It's just the way it is. Like no president that's ever been elected really changed anything drastically or dramatically enough for us to be like, oh my god, this president's horrible. I sometimes I would prefer a president that sleeps a lot than a president that's too active. Real active presidents drop a lot of bombs. You know what I'm saying? Sleepy, tired presidents don't really like to do too much. And sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes it's better just to just chill, take it easy. I think we're doing too much. You know what I mean? I don't think we need to be doing any more space missions. Like focus on what we got going on here a little more before you drop another $4 billion. And what's going on in Mars? Why don't you go look and see what's going on Skid Row, or go see what's going on with all the migrants at the gate? I think that's more important than what the colors look like and the rocks look like in Mars, in my opinion. But hey, that's for another day. Thanks for tuning in to Common Underground. Make sure you check out Ice Cube's new album, Man Down. I appreciate all you guys' love and respect. If you like my canvas, give me a shout out, make a comment. If you want me to make you canvases, which I'm pretty sure you don't because it's my first one ever doing, so it probably looks like garbage. But once I get a blue light, it's going to look pretty hot. All right. And I'm going to keep drawing on t-shirts because I'm a child. All right. And make fun of me all you want. I don't care. I'm never going to grow up. I'm going to be a kid forever. Peace out, everyone. Common Underground.